We did it. Spent nearly a full week in prison, but now we got good old lasers. And we'll probably use them for the rest of the season. Crybomb along with it too. Next up is troop damage, but we can see, can we make a push even without it? Now they're not going to be super easy hits, but we'll find a way to make them consistent, and at least you can control exactly where they go. The idea behind most of them is trying to use just as Sparky's critters take down this side, and then just keep on moving lasers around the base. Lasers are our main damage dealer, so we'll take mainly those guys. 2 heavy 6 lasers look okay, make sure you got Sparky's critters. And the first thing is seeing how many mines are on this side. Here there's quite a few, so we'll do 1 Crybomb eventually. And then we can drop Sparky a bit on the left side, just to do some more critters. Let the lasers kill a few buildings, and then just keep on flaring on this side. Sometimes shocking mortars, machine guns, just depends on which ones are more of a threat. But like those mines here, well maybe these ones we can also Crybomb, because only 2 mines kill lasers. And then after that, just keep on moving. So start with Sparky on the left side, drop these guys right here. And we'll wait on Sparky's critters maybe a few seconds, and get 2 of them going right now. We can do a tiny shock right there. As soon as that cannon dies, we'll do Crybomb on the left, Crybomb on the right. Since we did it on the right and slowed down that machine gun, don't really have to shock it. And we'll do 1 more on the mortar. This one will let them split because got a pretty good angle. 1 more Crybomb towards the back end, get that right here. It's not a terrible thing that Sparky is still on the left side, because she's pretty slow anyways. Otherwise now on the right we can let these guys take down this engine. And on these bases with the Flotty over there, we gotta just direct target it. And do maybe, I think 1 more Crybomb even. Because as soon as the Flotty goes down, we have to do a reflare. So get that flare going right now. Looks like just in time. You want to do it at such a time where you just don't all die to the bomb. Because then all the lasers do all the damage, especially against so many clumped up buildings. Just really fast. Don't even have to flare in, looks like we'll get around 235. That's how we'll probably do most laser hits, but we can break it down right after. Especially fun because finally you can deal with all these buildings. We're not using any other bombers we won't talk about. So looking at this one more time, the idea is you sort of always want just critters on the left side. Of course, if there is a Flotty there, you can't really do that. Maybe do a different hit with like just 1 extra bomber on the left. And then find a way to keep everyone moving on the right side. But because you have Crybomb now, you can do a bunch of critters and then just clear the mines. Same on the right, trying to use Crybomb in places which lasers are going to go through. So getting these 2 mines here, 1 more later on this side, and not tiny shocking every bit of splash, just ones that pose a big threat. Mainly mortars, not usually machine guns, especially if there's some critters or heavies in front. And we made a judgment call towards the back end, instead of 2 tiny shocks, just do a Crybomb, slow down even more buildings under the shield. But just flaring lasers from this side, let them go here, and finish off at the top. And it might take some time getting used to, because there's a lot of judgment calls involved. Like on this base, mortars are a bit on the right side. We'll still do essentially the same thing. We gotta wait until Sparky's normal critters take down those mines, and then do some critter swarms. So on this one, maybe we'll just do Sparky on the right side. Then later, well there's a chance that some of these critters survive, because some go to that machine gun, clear the mines, some go to the cannon. We'll kind of see how it goes, and based on where the critters split, decide a Crybomb or Tiny Shock. Either way, start on the right side. Because of a mortar on the beach, gotta wait a few seconds, and then just get the lasers going. Right side shouldn't be too bad eventually. We again just gotta wait until some of normal critters take down the other mines. So maybe right now is good. We can do a flare with a few tiny shocks, and then just a bunch of our critters. Well, that's not good. Machine gun is killing everyone. I guess we will do one cryo bomb, especially because a lot of those critters die to mines. And now over here on the right side, there is quite a few buildings, so we can try one cryo bomb and just keep everyone sort of on this side. Gotta do one tiny shock on this mortar, especially because the other one should die pretty soon. And then that lucky critter clearing a bunch of mines for us. Actually might have been really bad if it didn't. And then after this one goes down, again we wanna just direct target that Flotty. We can do one cryo bomb again, because as soon as that Flotty goes down, we'll do a reflare. You wanna time it so you know the flare takes a few seconds to land. Got enough critters on this side. And now it's just a matter of time. Lasers are burning through everything. We have Sparky on the right side this time. And this one's gonna take a few extra seconds, but still getting around 230. Now you might have noticed it was a bit tight on GB on the right side, so sometimes you just have to barely make it work. We'll check the base again, because essentially it's the same idea. You drop troops on the right side, you want Sparky's critters to eventually take down this engine. Even if there is mortars and stuff, I'm sure with cryo bombs and tiny shocks, it should be enough. And then just start flares on the right side. I like building flares because if you flare a building, then everyone just splits from there. Whereas a ground flare, everyone goes to that one spot and then splits. After this engine, take down this one, move to kill the Flotty, and also get some practice with the Flotty timing. Especially when you're in the back of the base, you can see the gunboat is super far away. This means when you throw a flare, it doesn't land instantly. It takes maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds. So just keeping that in mind, making that judgment call of throwing the flare could be when the Flotty is at half HP, just so when it lands, you can avoid the Flotty bomb. It'll take some getting used to, but the more you practice it, better you get. Now lasers are a bit punishing, especially if you're novice in training, so you do want to also try to not lose too many of them, but it's much easier said than done. Now this guy here without mortars, but he has a weird Flotty placement. So in this one we'll do the same thing with the Flotty flare, but just do it on this side. And over here I think we can do Sparky on the left, though I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Maybe the left side of the right ramp is still better. So we'll do 2 heavies and Sparky, then get the lasers going. That needs a cryo bomb at some point. This one probably needs a cryo bomb too, but instead we can do a weird flare to the right side. We'll get a few of Sparky's critters out right now, and get that weird flare going. We're gonna tiny shock only the right machine gun, because can't afford too many of them. Already one cryo bomb on the left right here, tiny shock before we forget. And then on the right side, we can just cryo bomb that. I guess a tiny shock works too. But as soon as it goes down, again we do that flare. You don't want to flare too far away, because that spends too much time, but just enough to get everyone moving. One more cryo bomb for a bunch of those mines. We did miss a few behind the statue, but hopefully Sparky's critters can finish up the job. Got some horde critters going, get some more going right now, and even that one machine gun doing quite a bit of issues. But because no machine guns, you see lasers against all these buildings clumped together, and should be even faster. This one maybe around 240, 245 even. Lasers getting the job done. And also keeping in mind that if we're getting 230s, 240s with only 50 troop damage, imagine when we have 100. Here we got this base. Are there any mines behind that statue? Doesn't look like it. So if you want to force lasers to go to this engine first, we'll just flare that cannon. Not really that machine gun, because if you flare that cannon, lasers get there fast, then heavies get there, and maybe you don't even have to tiny shock it. But we will do maybe some cryo bombs on this side. And the flare we can do is maybe up here instead. So you'll see it could save a bit of time and still avoid the Flotty. So on the left side over here, same deal. We got heavies, lasers, and Sparky. This one needs a cryo bomb as well. Just waiting until this cannon goes down, and then we send the flare. We do a couple critters. I guess she was already on the left side. But first, going straight to that cannon, can do a Cryo-Bomb and Tiny Shock, even right now. And one more Cryo-Bomb on the right side. Now that machine gun, looking again, I guess we should have shocked it. Did kill a fair amount of lasers. But now to start going for it. We do need, looks like maybe 2 Tiny Shocks right here. Critters is okay on this side. And as soon as they kill this machine gun and engine, we can flare straight up. Gotta wait just a few more seconds. Hopefully the engine dies first. But even a bit late, looks like it's okay. It's ouch losing quite a few lasers right there. Maybe the time should still be okay. Get a few lasers and best part, get a good angle too. GB was really tight, so if we had a bit more, maybe from like 1 Cryo-Bomb, that would have been great. But look, they're nearly killing both buildings at the same time. Just too bad we can't flare it. We can do 1 flare right next to it though. Try to get the lasers to do some good work. And still getting 230, so it's not like a terrible time. It's more of a bad thing because now we gotta wait a long time for troops. So even with mistakes, you can still make it work sometimes. And a whole lot of stars. Here we got a super nasty base. He's got shock launchers, flames, boom mines. The good thing is we can tiny shock at least one of the shock launchers, but the other one we really gotta worry about. So we'll kind of assume he doesn't have too much offense and try a super safe hit. Maybe with like 3 heavies, 5 lasers. Or even I'd argue that take 1 bomb or 2, just in case it gets really bad. Or if we get lucky then the Cryo Bomber slows down like shock launcher or mortar. And then just essentially go from one side. So get the heavies out here, bomber and Sparky. Again, delaying the lasers because that mortar is pretty annoying. So get them out right here. And trying to save most of our GBE for the back end right there. This one we can do no tiny shocks, nothing. Just let everyone go. And even the Cryo Bomb. Because they're retarget, this is sort of how you're supposed to use them. Kind of as a Cryoneer, which for some reason does a lot of damage. Here we can kind of let this guy go. Sniper might kill a few lasers. And a lot of mines, so we will do just 1 Cryo Bomb. Trying to slow down the machine guns too. As those ones go down, hopefully don't have to waste a tiny shock. And over here we can do kind of a weird flare on this side, just so our Cryo Bomb can get even more mines. We don't need to do anything just yet, but we'll do one of Sparky's critters to hopefully distract for the shock launchers. We really need the critters to go up right now. There's 2 shock launchers, both under damage amps, gonna hurt a lot. Now we'll do some other weird flares. Have to do 1 more Cryo Bomb right there. Well, maybe didn't need to, especially since we got more critters out there. 1 tiny shock in that mortar, and now we just gotta really hope it's enough. 1 Cryo Bomb right there. We'll try to tiny shock just that 1 shock launcher. And now if our critters stay alive and the heaviest stay in front, then it should be okay. Already know that he's not going to finish. It looks like we're getting a bit lucky. Critters and heavies are up in front. Cryo Bomb are doing nothing. But our lasers, most of them still alive. Of course the time is really bad, but for a base this defensive, we'd probably have no chance if it was just bombers. And if anything, should only get easier as we get more troop damage and GBE. But all that, getting us rank 20, was a bit of a grind because just having to wait time between lasers and practicing those hits. It is sort of a steep learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, they're really fun. And now we have to decide between troop damage and GBE. Since we're gonna push tomorrow, we're gonna get both of them anyways. Doesn't really matter. But after both of those, then start going back for defensives. Can go for shock launchers first. Even this doesn't really matter. You can get 1 boom cannon or 2 mortars. I want to have bases more against rocket choppas, so we'll probably pick boom cannons. And then get these guys. A lot of stuff coming up, but at least now we have our main troop of the season. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.